Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Infinity Effects YouTube channel. Today, we'll be guiding you through the poured-on Infinity Decorative Polyaspartic countertop system, a professional-grade installation designed specifically for high-traffic environments and for those looking to upgrade to a fully UV-stable alternative to traditional epoxy resin countertop systems. This is one of our advanced professional systems, developed for individuals and businesses ready to take the next step in their Infinity journey. At Infinity Effects, we also offer hands-on training courses through our certified academies, delivered by approved Infinity outlets. If you're looking to learn more, develop your skills, or become a certified installer, we encourage you to get in touch with us directly. Please note, this video is intended as a guide only and should not be used as a substitute for official certified training. And with that said, let's get the ball rolling. First step, before installing the system, is proper substrate preparation. Here, you can see our instructor, Ryan, preparing a vinyl countertop using an electric orbital sander fitted with 80 grit sandpaper. The objective here is to create a strong, consistent mechanical key across the entire surface. Make sure to sand thoroughly and evenly, paying close attention to the edges and the front lip, as these are common failure points if not prepared correctly. A quick note, in real-world countertop installations, you'll often come across T or V metal joints at bends. These should be removed, the area reinforced from underneath, and then filled using a suitable compound such as Polyfuse Max by Infinity, or an equivalent car body filler or fast-drying 2-pack filler, before continuing with sanding. This step is critical. It ensures proper adhesion of the system that will be applied next. Let's move on. Now that your countertop is correctly sanded, the next step is cleaning the surface. Start by brushing, hoovering, or wiping it down with a dry cloth. Allow any remaining dust to settle. Then check the surface using a clean, gloved hand to ensure it is relatively dust-free. Once that's complete, you'll want to use a degreasing product to remove any remaining residue. Here, you can see our instructor using Fusion Adhesion Promoter and Degreaser by Infinity. This product not only degreases the surface, but also acts as an adhesion promoter for the system. While this step is optional, it is strongly recommended for best results. Our instructor is now preparing to apply the Infinity 100% Solids Universal Pour System Primer. Before continuing, we have an important system notice. Please listen carefully. When installing any pourable system from Infinity, it is mandatory that the Universal Pour System Primer is used and applied correctly. Without this primer, the system will not function as intended and will result in failure. This requirement applies specifically to systems where a poured polyaspartic layer is being installed. It is not mandatory for spray or roll-applied systems. However, it is essential to understand the difference and ensure the correct system build is followed for your specific application. If you have any doubts during installation, please contact Infinity directly or visit your nearest Infinity training outlet for guidance and certified training. Now, back to the video. Our instructor will now begin mixing the Infinity 100% Solids Universal Pour System Primer to the correct ratio using an accurate weighing scale. Please note, all Infinity products must be measured by weight, not by volume, as the components have different densities. Once Part A and Part B have been added to the mixing cup at the correct ratio, he begins to mix thoroughly using a mixing stick, ensuring the material is fully homogeneous. With the primer now mixed correctly, application begins. The product is poured directly onto the center of the countertop and then spread evenly across the surface using a roller, creating a thin, consistent layer. This ensures full coverage before continuing. Now that the primer has been rolled out evenly across the entire surface, it must be left to reach the correct tack stage before continuing. This can take 1 hour or more, depending on temperature and airflow. However, as shown, this process can be accelerated using infrared heat lamps. It's important to understand, for this application, the Universal Pour System Primer must be tacky, not fully cured, before applying the next layer. Our instructor will demonstrate this by touching the surface with a gloved hand. The primer should pull slightly on the glove, but no color should transfer. At this stage, the surface is ready for the next coat. If color transfers onto the glove, it is too soon, and the primer must be left to cure further. If there is no tack or stick at all, the primer has passed its recoat window. In this case, applying another thin coat of the Universal Pour System primer is acceptable, and there is no need to sand before doing so. Once the correct tack stage is achieved, you're ready to move on. Now we move on to the base coat stage, where you'll begin creating your design. You will see he begins by mixing it by weight. In this tutorial video, our instructor Ryan will demonstrate how to achieve a simple, clean white marble effect using PolyRapid V2 in white and gray. A quick note, at this stage you can use the Infinity Zero VOC extender. This is a specialist thinner designed for use with polyaspartics, helping to slow down the curing process and extend working time. It can typically be added at up to 10% by weight. For more detailed guidance, please contact Infinity directly. However, for this small application area, our instructor has chosen not to include it. Now, let's get into the design process. Now, on to the design stage. You'll see Ryan begin by pouring out the base coat of PolyRapid V2 in white. This system performs best when applied at a depth of approximately 1 to 3 millimeters. Here, our instructor is using a 3 millimeters notched hand trowel, which is gauged to help achieve a consistent and even film build across the entire surface. It's important to ensure full, even coverage at this stage, as this forms the foundation of your final design. If a notched trowel is not available, a roller and handle can be used as an alternative. Just make sure it is non-shedding, high-density foam roller to prevent any fibers or debris contaminating the design coat. Once evenly applied, you're ready to move into the detailing stage. Now that your base coat is in place, it's time to move on to your line work. This is where the marble effect begins to come to life. You'll notice that our instructor uses very minimal material here. These lines act as your highlights, so less is definitely more at this stage. Begin by lightly wetting a stick, then draw out your lines by allowing the material to drip naturally across the surface, as shown. Keep the lines soft and organic. Avoid overworking the design or adding too many veins. Subtlety is key here. A few well-placed lines will create a far more realistic marble effect than overloading the surface. Take your time and let the material flow naturally. Our instructor now takes the remaining material from the white base coat cup and begins to lightly overlap the existing lines. This step is key in creating depth within the design. By softening and partially breaking up the harsher gray veins, it helps to blend the pattern more naturally into the base coat. This technique gives a more realistic marble effect, avoiding sharp, artificial lines and instead creating subtle variation and movement throughout the surface. Work lightly here. The goal is to enhance, not overpower the design. Ryan now takes the gray stick and removes as much excess material as possible, leaving only a very small amount on the tip. He then lightly taps the surface, adding minimal touches of gray into the solid white areas between the veins. This step is used to gently dirty the base, as real marble rarely has perfectly clean, solid white sections. Once this is complete, he picks up a foam roller and very lightly moves through the white areas, blending the small gray accents he's just introduced. It's important to be precise here. Avoid going over the main veins created earlier, as this can wash out the design and reduce definition. The goal is subtle movement and realism without disturbing the core pattern. At this stage, you can lightly apply heat to the surface using a heat gun or a hairdryer. This helps to gently move the material, allowing the design to soften and flow slightly for a more natural finish. It also assists in releasing any air bubbles that may have been introduced while working the material during the design process. Be careful not to overheat the surface. Keep the heat source moving at all times and work lightly. The goal here is subtle enhancement, not distortion of the design. Once complete, you're ready to let the system settle and move on to the next stage. The use of infrared heat lamps can also help to speed up the curing process of PolyRapid V2. However, care must be taken during this step. Avoid applying excessive heat or holding the lamp too close to the surface, as this can cause overheating or even burn the coating. Always keep the heat source at a safe distance and ensure even distribution across the surface. Controlled heat will accelerate the cure, but precision is key to protecting your finish. You can now see our instructor checking that the surface is dry. From his point of view, you may notice that the finish hasn't come out 100% flat. This can happen for a number of reasons, such as overworking the material during the design stage. However, this is not a cause for concern. The next recommended step is to apply a clear coat of Diamond Coat V2. This will self-level the surface, bringing it to a smooth, flat finish while also protecting the design from daily use, wear, and tear, making it essential for countertop applications. You'll see the instructor follow the same process as before, mixing the product to the correct ratio using scales. This time, he also adds the Infinity Zero VOC extender to the clear coat. This helps improve flow and leveling while also increasing working time. As mentioned earlier, the extender can also be used during the previous stage if required. With the clear coat applied, the system begins to come together into its final, durable finish. You can see Ryan, our instructor, using the 3mm notched hand trowel once again to roughly distribute the poured material across the surface. This helps to quickly move the product into place and achieve an even coverage. He then follows up with a foam roller and handle, working the material into the edges and around the front lip of the countertop. This ensures full coverage in all areas, especially along edges and detail points where consistency is key. Take your time here. A smooth, even application will directly impact the final finish. And voila, your countertop is complete. At this stage, you can lightly pass over the surface with a heat gun or hairdryer to help release any remaining air bubbles that may have been introduced while moving the material. Be careful, only a small amount of heat is needed. You can also use infrared heat lamps to help accelerate the curing process of the countertop. At this point, you can leave your finish as is or stay with us for the next professional steps. If leaving the system at this stage, we recommend allowing a full 24 hours before light use and handling the surface with care for up to 7 days to allow it to fully cure and reach maximum hardness before full use. In the next stage, we'll show you how to adjust the sheen using Armor Guard or apply a more hard-wearing finish using aluminium oxide for enhanced protection and abrasion resistance. The choice is yours, depending on the performance and finish you're looking to achieve. And for even more tips and techniques, including buffing, polishing, waxing, and other finishing options, we recommend visiting one of our Infinity Training Academies. Now, onto our professional finishing stage. Here, we'll show you how to apply Armor Guard Clear Matte over the finished countertop to adjust the sheen. Applying an overcoat doesn't just change the appearance, it also adds an additional layer of protection. The more you build your system correctly, the stronger and more durable your countertop becomes, with each layer providing its own unique performance benefits. In addition, Armor Guard features antimicrobial properties, helping to reduce bacteria such as MRSA and E. coli on contact, providing long-lasting surface hygiene. So, let's get started. You'll now see our instructor inspecting the fully cured countertop. He then tapes a clean line down the center of the surface. This is done to create a clear split, allowing you to directly compare the two finishes side by side once the coating is applied. It's a simple but effective way to demonstrate the difference in sheen and final appearance. Now we move on to mixing Armor Guard Clear Matte. You'll see the instructor begin by straining both Part A and Part B through a 190 micron mesh sieve. This step is carried out to remove any potential contaminants or debris from the materials. It's a best practice approach that helps ensure a clean, smooth finish free from imperfections or unwanted particles in the final coat. Taking the time to do this properly will make a noticeable difference in the overall result. He then applies the mixed Armor Guard Clear Matte onto the countertop. Using a high-density foam roller or a non-shedding roller, he begins to spread the product evenly across the surface. The application is worked in a structured pattern, first rolling up and down, then left to right in cross-sections to ensure full, even coverage. Finally, he performs a back roll, lightly going over the surface to remove any roller lines and create a smooth, consistent finish. This final step is key to achieving a professional, uniform sheen across the entire countertop. Once this step is complete, your countertop is now fully finished. Armor Guard can take over an hour to dry naturally, depending on temperature and airflow. To speed up this process, infrared heat lamps can be used, reducing drying time to approximately 15 to 20 minutes. As always, apply heat evenly and avoid overheating the surface. We recommend allowing 12 to 24 hours before light use and handling the surface with care for up to 7 days before returning it to full use, ensuring the coating reaches its maximum performance. With that, your professional finish is complete. If you're looking to increase heat resistance and overall durability, then this is the finish for you. This involves applying a lightly rolled coat of Diamond Coat V2 with the addition of aluminum oxide powder. Please note, this will change the texture of your countertop. Typically, up to 10% aluminum oxide can be added to the mix. However, this is down to the installer and the specific performance you're trying to achieve. While it does create a more industrial-style finish, it significantly enhances the overall properties of the system, improving abrasion resistance, durability, and long-term performance. Choose this option where maximum strength and protection are required. Once again, you'll see the instructor pour out the mixed Diamond Coat V2, now with aluminum oxide added. For this application, it's important to apply the coating as thin as possible. This ensures the aluminum oxide remains exposed at the surface, as this is what will take the majority of the wear during use. You'll then see the instructor use a roller to evenly spread the coating across the surface, maintaining a consistent light application. This technique maximizes durability while achieving a uniform, professional finish. And that's the system now complete. Diamond Coat V2 can take up to 30 minutes to become touch dry naturally, depending on temperature and airflow. To speed up this process, infrared heat lamps can be used, reducing drying time to approximately 15 minutes. As always, apply heat evenly and avoid overheating the surface. We recommend allowing 12 to 24 hours before light use and handling the surface with care for up to 7 days before returning it to full use, ensuring the coating reaches its maximum performance. With that, your professional finish is complete. And, as always, thank you for watching. We look forward to exploring the possibilities together. Terms and conditions apply. This system is classified as a professional-grade Infinity Effects system and must be installed in accordance with official Infinity guidelines. This video is intended as a visual guide only and must not be used as a substitute for certified, hands-on training through an approved Infinity Effects Training Academy. All substrates vary, and it is the installer's responsibility to ensure the surface is suitable for application. Infinity Effects accepts no liability for failure due to incorrect preparation, unsuitable substrates, or environmental conditions beyond our control. All Infinity products must be measured by weight, not by volume, using accurate weighing scales. Failure to follow correct mixing ratios and procedures may result in product failure. Where applicable, the correct system build must be followed in full, including the mandatory use of the Infinity 100% Solids Universal Pore System Primer for all pore-applied polyaspartic systems. Failure to include required system components will void any performance expectations. For any product or system warranty to be valid, the installer must be trained through an official Infinity Effects Academy, and a warranty work order sheet must be fully completed and submitted to Infinity Effects or your authorized distributor. Without this, the only warranty applicable is the lifetime color lock guarantee, where stated. Infinity Effects reserves the right to update system specifications, product formulations, and application methods without prior notice as part of ongoing product development. If you are unsure at any stage, you must contact Infinity Effects directly before proceeding.